what's up? I'm Zach, aka the Alaskan Snow Monkey. That light seems a little bright. Now I look pale. Anyway, I am a certified nutrition coach. Feel free to ask any questions in the chat. I am running Arc Linux, so you'll not see an overlay, unfortunately. Arc Linux doesn't like OBS Studio too much. But I will be able to see on the chat via my phone. Ask any questions you'd like. Other than that, we are going to react to the top 10 health myths that are completely false. So let's jump right in. I'm going to turn this background music off. This video is from WatchMojo, so we'll see if this gets copyrighted or not. But yeah, it's going to be fun. Hopefully you guys can hear me alright. I didn't actually test the boom mic out before starting the stream. I just kind of wanted to get the stream done. But welcome in, everybody. Let's get started. Let me actually... Oh, wow. Feels... You guys hearing an echo? Hopefully you guys aren't hearing an echo. Welcome in. We are watching the top 10 myths that are completely false fitness myths. So, let's get back into it.
Number 10. Best way to decrease sodium. Stop adding salt. Our bodies need sodium to perform certain tasks, but the amount most bodies require is anywhere from 500 to 1500 milligrams a day. These days, the United States Food and Drug Administration...
So, yeah, I mean, it does... You get upwards of 1500 milligrams of sodium and be just fine. That is true.
You consume less than 2300 milligrams daily, whereas most Americans take in about 3400 milligrams.
Americans should consume about 2,300 milligrams of sodium each day. That's about a teaspoon of salt. Right now, most of us eat way more than that.
Yeah, I feel like, you know, I'm bad about this myself. I definitely do eat way more salt than I should. I don't even want to know what I'm at right now because I'm on a bulk currently. Just started a bulk today, so I'm like eating a lot, right? I'm not going crazy over caloric, maintenance, but I am definitely over my limit for today.
400 milligrams on average.
However, the fact is that most of the sodium we consume doesn't come from the salt we shape onto our plates, but rather the salt.
Yeah, I mean, this is not obviously not the primary reason why you don't want to eat a lot of processed or ultra processed foods. Eating more whole foods can be very beneficial when it comes to actually being able to limit that amount of sodium intake that you have per day. Because if you look at the back of almost any ultra processed food, including candy and these sweet sodas that we drink, they have not just a little sodium. Usually they have a lot of sodium, just per serving. It's kind of crazy.
Most of the sodium does not come from the salt shaker. It comes from the processed food people are eating, the restaurant meals they're consuming.
Taking those out of your diet will probably reduce your...
Yeah, that's actually a really good point. When you go out to a restaurant to eat, you're kind of taking the control of not necessarily calories, but being able to accurately track the calories that you're consuming, being able to have control over the sodium intake as well.
Sodium intake much more than just putting away your salt shaker.
Less salt means less hypertension and less heart disease.
Number 9. The most important meal is breakfast. Breakfast is the most important meal of the day. It's a refrain that many of us grew up hearing from our parents. Cereal. You know I like my breakfast fried or chicken fried. But is it true?
Muesli.
Not necessarily. If you think that eating breakfast will help you lose weight, then you get
No, this is one of the biggest misconceptions. Like eating at certain times of day versus intermittent fasting versus intermittent fasting is good, but it has been proven to aid some people in their weight loss journey. The problem here is people get confused with what eating certain things at certain times of the day does metabolically. It doesn't matter if you eat breakfast or don't eat breakfast. It doesn't matter if you eat lunch or dinner or dessert or you snack or you graze throughout the day. In the end, it is calories in versus calories out. It's that simple. Calories in, calories out. If you take in more calories than what your body needs to survive in a day, you're going to gain fat. And if you eat less than that rate or that number, you're going to lose fat. It doesn't matter when you eat or what you eat as long as you're watching those calories. You will hear bodybuilders, however, say like, I'm going to carb load before the gym, or I need protein within an hour or two of getting out of the gym, or they have very rigorous kind of what I'm eating, when I'm eating it, routines down, packed, and they stick to it. And the reason why you see all these really just Hulk smash looking guys is partially they're probably on gear, but there's a whole system as to why you want carbs before, say you go and do some strenuous working out, and why you want protein after. But that gets into bodybuilding, strongman, and all that. We're probably not talking about that here. We're probably talking about just average Joe Schmo, you and me.
While for some, it does satiate them and stave off random snacking, some studies found no correlation to skipping breakfast or overeating later in the day.
So it may not be valid to say that just because it's the first meal you've eaten in a day, that it's substantially more important to your health and success for the rest of your waking hours.
Also, there's some really good evidence to support the health benefits of intermittent fasting, which for most of us would mean extending the amount of time after meals before consuming any food. What we're finding is that people's
Intermittent fasting. The reason that I understand that intermittent fasting is supposed to help in a weight loss journey isn't necessarily it's controlling the amount of time per day that you can eat. For me, that would not work. I hate feeling hungry at all. So, that's going to lead to me overeating, just out of hunger or boredom. That's the way that I know that it's supposed to help in weight loss journeys, right? You only get, say, 8 hours a day to eat. So you either have to eat a whole lot in that 8 hours, or then, you just don't eat as many calories.
metabolism improves if they stop eating for a certain amount of time and then go back.
Yeah.
So, if you're not a hungry person in the morning, you probably don't need to force breakfast into your mouth. Number 8. Cracking your knuckles gives you arthritis. That
Is completely false. Not just because I read the title of the video. No, So I believe it's nitrogen that gets caught in between, the bones in various different joints, and so when you crack your knuckles, it releases that nitrogen buildup in there, but it doesn't cause arthritis. It's been proven false.
Pop you hear when you crack your knuckles is the sound of gas bubbles bursting in the synovial fluid between your joints.
Ow! My bones are so brittle. But I always drink plenty of
Mulk.
And while the sound might be like nails on a chalkboard to the people around you, it isn't going to give you arthritis. It was done all the way to knuckle cracking.
I've never had a problem with anybody like snapping. Do you guys actually have a problem with people like cracking their knuckles? Or is there anyone that watches this video that has that like pet peeve? I've never been bothered with it.
Now, frequent knuckle cracking can possibly lead to a reduction in grip strength, and if you feel pain when you do it, you should obviously stop and ask your doctor about it. It's causing them pain. Really, I didn't think about it. However, when it comes to the question of any cause and effect correlation between knuckle cracking and arthritis, the answer is no. Number 7, stop eating carbs.
Ooh, okay, so you have stuff like the keto diet and these super low carb diets and all that. I There's so many reasons why it's not a good idea. Okay, so let's explain something here, right? About carbohydrates and why you need to eat them and why all these fad diets that say no carbs, limit your carbs, they're so bad. These diets are bad. And the reason being is because carbohydrates, you eat these before, say, you go to the gym for a workout, because those carbohydrates get metabolized down into what's called glycogen. And glycogen gets stored in your muscle fibers. And there's something called the glycolytic system that your body utilizes. It breaks down that glycogen and transforms it into ATP, which your muscles then use to perform work, like lifting weights. When you need carbohydrates for that system, right? These fad diets that rely on like ketosis, you enter in ketosis, that system doesn't work as effectively in ketosis. It burns a lot of fat, gets you skinny really fast, but you're not going to have as good of workouts. You're not going to, maybe you're not entering as much hypertrophy as you could, right? And so that, can affect, especially if you're on a cut, like what you would be on one of these super low carb or even keto diet. That can affect your muscle mass, which is something you want to be concerned with.
Eating carbohydrates, carbs are bad, carbs make you gain weight.
Eat carbs, for Christ's sake.
For years, there's been a wide held belief that eliminating carbs was a great way to stay healthy and lose weight. The problem with that is it makes you
So again, calories in, calories out. You have a resting metabolic rate, which is what your body burns at complete rest in a 24-hour time. If you eat more calories than that, you're going to gain fat. If you eat less calories than that, you're going to lose fat. Carbs aren't a contributing factor, if you eat or don't eat them. They're not a contributing factor to actually whether you gain or lose weight. Just track calories.
no effort to differentiate between the two different types of carbs out there, such as
So you have simple carbohydrates and complex carbohydrates. Simple carbohydrates like sugar, so glucose, cellulose, easy to digest. You eat it, then you're super hungry 30 minutes later. Complex carbohydrates, think rice, potatoes, stuff that's going to take a little bit longer to break down in the system. Keeps you a little fuller for longer.
That's
through. I love Gala apples. Gala apples are my favorite apple. It's something I have on a regular basis as part of like a pre-workout meal. Also mangoes. Mangoes are really nice. They have a good source of carbohydrates. They're slow digesting, complex carbohydrates. Good fuel for a workout.
If they replaced some carbs with protein and fat from plants instead, eating more vegetables, nuts, and legumes, including beans, chickpeas, and lentils.
So, while eliminating simple carbs makes sense, complex carbs can be a very valuable part of one's diet. Number 6, eggs are bad.
People cite cholesterol, saying the eggs, you shouldn't eat eggs. Here's the thing: one egg contains enough stuff to build an entire chicken, right? So it's super good for building living things. Muscle mass, bone mass, all of that. Stands to reason it's going to be good for you too. And it is, if you're just consuming, say, egg yolks, and you're eating a lot of that, per day, then you kind of want to be concerned with cholesterol. But there's just so much good macro and micronutrients in eggs.
In 1968, the American Heart Association recommended we eat no more than 3 eggs per week. Saved your life. That egg sandwich would have killed you by cholesterol. Forget it, Holland. While it has been established that eggs contain cholesterol, there's not yet been proven conclusively that they actually raise the level of serum cholesterol in the human bloodstream. That recommendation
Okay, bad versus good cholesterol.
making us think that eggs have lots of cholesterol and raise one's risk of heart disease rather significantly. But here's the truth. Yes, eggs have cholesterol, but so do lots of foods. Eggs also have healthy omega-3s and other nutrients. The evidence seems pretty clear these days that eggs don't cause an increased risk of heart disease. And while we don't recommend going overboard and eating 50 eggs in one sitting, if you want to have 1 or 2 a day, go right ahead.
I wonder what the LD50 of eggs is. How many would you have to eat in one sitting before it becomes lethal?
Number 5, take 10,000 steps a day. Walking is one of the best things you can do for yourself and your family.
Walking through... How is this a myth? I don't understand. Take 10,000 steps.
The idea that if you just take 10,000 steps a day,
Oh, so you're just saying like that is... If you just do that and exclude like any other physical activity or nutrition, then you'll lose weight. This just I can see how that would be problematic. That kind of feels to me like you ever seen those infomercials back in the day, and there's like ads on, it was on YouTube a little bit ago, of like the ab things, the little ab TENS units basically is stimulate the muscles in your abs, and that's supposed to like achieve 10,000 sit-ups in a minute or something and build your abs for you. It just kind of feels like that.
sure, it sounds good. Everyone loves
Did not know that.
but the truth is, exercise
Didn't know that fact.
isn't one size fits all. When it comes to steps, the ideal number varies with age.
Now, new research suggests taking just 4,000 steps a day will start to lower your risk of
Okay, so it's
cause, and it doesn't stop there.
Also, it appears that time matters more than step count, as we should be getting about 150 to 300 minutes of moderate activity. Think a good brisk walk every week.
every week. How much do I work out? How would 60? Oh crap. I do way more than that. Holy like even just considering working out, not my day job, anything like that. I work out maybe 60 to 90 minutes, 7 days a week, progressive overload weight training. That's, yeah, I get way more than that per week.
An hour of exercise a day is good not only for your physical health, but also your mental health. But if a 10,000 step goal motivates you to move more, sit less, and take the stairs instead of the elevator, then there's definite value. Number 4, sugar makes kids hyper. Who among us hasn't seen a kid down a bag of gummy bears, eat a big ice cream cone, finish off a sleeve of Oreos, and just go crazy with energy and hyperactivity?
No sugar, it's these things. Trust me. Okay. Come on now, Billy Cat. Go down, sit face, relax, okay.
What's the first thing they'll say? It's because of all the sugar. Now, this is going to shock some people, but the truth is, it isn't because of the sugar. To be blunt about it, sugar has no effect on a child's behavior. 20 years ago, an American pediatrician tried to establish a definitive link between sugar and behavior.
I wonder if it's like caffeine content. Like chocolate contains caffeine. I've never heard this myth either.
Urine children. In addition to his own observational and double-blind studies, research after research could not find a link between sugar and misbehavior in otherwise healthy children. This myth dates back to a study from the 70s, a study which has been pretty well contradicted by multiple other studies over the intervening decades. That's not to say that sugar is good for kids, but at least now you know it doesn't make them hyper.
Huh.
Parents observe
Okay.
sugar kids might have to do with their surroundings. Number 3, wait 30 minutes after eating to go swimming. As a kid,
Oh yeah, this is completely false.
there was no longer 30 minutes in our lives than the time between eating a meal and our mother saying it was okay to get back
I feel like everyone's heard this from their parents.
a half hour after eating. For a long time, it was believed that digesting your meal diverted blood to your gut and therefore away from your arms and legs. And the thinking was that this could cause you to tire out faster.
I heard that my parents didn't give me that reason. My parents did not give me that reason. I heard it was because of cramps. Like that was the myth, right? Because the blood's going in your gut, you may get like cramps in your legs or arms or something. Yeah, I've never heard the you may tire out faster.
With potentially disastrous consequences. That's not really true. Your body has a related blood as a high continue on. But while the concern came from a good place, we now know it has no basis in actual fact. Yes, diving back in right after eating might lead to a little stomach muscle cramp, but that's pretty much the worst that will happen. You may end up with some stomach cramping or muscle cramp,
Okay.
but this is not a dangerous activity. Number 2, you'll catch a cold in the
This is the biggest myth ever. So, channel name, Alaskan Snow Monkey. I live here in Anchorage. That's why that window right behind me. It is midnight, 12:31 a.m. Yeah. It's still light outside.
confusion with this one probably comes from the fact that we named the coughing and sneezing sickness the same as the word or temperate.
Yeah, and I don't catch a cold in the cold.
But while the two colds will always have a connection via their nomenclature, they actually have very little in common as far as any kind of cause and effect. Despite what we've been told our whole lives, going out in the cold doesn't make you sick. Responsibility for the infection itself is a virus. In fact, there's been more and more research showing the positive health benefits of cold showers and cold exposure. Recent research regarding exposure to alcohol stress shows temperatures between roughly 10 to 18 degrees Celsius reveals there may be real health benefits exercising in the cold. So,
Wim Hof. If you've ever heard of the Wim Hof method, yeah. He's famous for teaching people how to endure like extreme cold and working out in the cold and all that. It's crazy.
maybe you'll want to present some of those papers to your
Yeah, so this is different for literally everyone, right? Yeah, because obviously everyone has a different uh, chemical and nutrient makeup and electrolyte makeup in their body, and they're also a different size than everyone else, right? So you need a different amount of water intake per day, just based on that, plus your physical activity, how much you sweat, all that.
Let's take a quick look at where it came from. A 1945 recommendation by the Food, Nutrition, and Nutritional Research Council does suggest 8 cups, but those 8 cups include all of the water ingested from both beverages and food.
We see recommendations which say you should drink 4 to 2 litres of water a day. It's important to remember that that includes all the water that comes in food, and indeed the water that we get in drinks other than pure water.
Also, the amount of water one requires to stay hydrated is dependent on the individual, their age, sex, level of physical activity. These are all factors that need to be taken into account.
You have free access to water. Drink when you're thirsty.
But don't worry, if you drink more than necessary, there's no negative effect from drinking more water, except maybe a few extra bathroom breaks throughout the day.
The best way to tell if you're getting enough water in your system is the color of your urine. It should be very light color. If it's starting to get dark yellow, that means you're not drinking enough.
There might not be any scientific evidence to back it up, but we're pretty sure that leaving a comment on this video is good for your health.
All right. That was the 10 health myths that are completely false. Sorry if you are just joining in. I am the Alaskan Snow Monkey. Unfortunately, I gotta get out of here. It is 12:35 a.m. currently here in Anchorage. Yeah, I'm gonna cook some dinner and chill out with my dog. Peace.